Morning. Good.
Have a good day.
You too. So this is a typical week for a Walmart driver, at least one out of the DC where I work at. Heading up to Woodburn, Oregon. It's about 426 miles. Took about 8 hours to get there, and that's a good start to a work week. So come along, check it out. You can see what happens each day and how it goes. So this is a typical, well, it's my Monday, but a typical beginning of a week. But not completely typical. They actually called me yesterday and said, you want to take this load going up to Woodburn, Oregon? It's going to require you leaving like 2 hours earlier than normal. Pretty rare they ask stuff like that, but I don't mind that at all because you get up. Basically, you end your day earlier, and then you get up earlier the next day. And if you keep that going throughout the week, then on my Friday, then you end up going home early. I mean, I could be headed home at like noon on my Friday. So I'm okay with that. So anyway, I'm about 250 miles north of the yard right now. Little truck stop called Seven Feathers here. And yeah, so far so good. Making good miles. Just nice quiet ride. Today's actually Sunday, so it that kind of makes a difference. Not a lot of people out early in the morning. Make sure the truck's still holding together. But yeah, so far so good. They're sending me up there to Woodburn, and most likely there's pretty much two options that's going to happen. Either I'm going to go back empty all the way back to Red Bluff, which is pretty crazy. It's 424 miles, I think, which probably won't happen, but it does happen pretty often. Or they'll have me go empty. Gosh, it's like 200 miles, I think, up to Hermiston, Oregon, and then I'll work out of that distribution center there, which I don't mind doing that at all because when you run out of Hermiston, most of their loads go over the mountain, over towards like the Seattle area or just somewhere on the other side of the mountains there, on that side there, on the western side of Washington, and which basically means that you're getting a load, you're driving it to the store. You might get a backhaul that comes back to Hermiston or Grandview, or it'll probably just be empty coming all the way back. And those runs are like 250, maybe 300 miles. And so if you can go over there and back, I mean, that's a good portion of your day right there. Sometimes you get pallets and you take it over to the Pasco yard there in Washington. But any way you look at it, it's a good deal to run up there, especially in, well, it's not really summer. We're really going into fall at this point, but get some miles, it'll be good. So, yep, time to get going, and I'll get back on here when I get to the store. Okay, made it to Woodburn. Showed up here, dropped the trailer, and grabbed this empty here. And then going to Hermiston, empty. So it's about 223 miles. I'm not going to quite make it. I think I can get about 187 miles. So, yeah, that'll put me there, I think around 4 o'clock or 4:30, something like that. Anyway, it's a good deal. Nice quiet Sunday. It's getting a bunch of miles in. I'm sure I'll get over 600. So let's see how far I get. So that's the end of the first day. So altogether, got 620 miles, and I made it up here to Boardman, Oregon. So not a bad day for my Monday. Unfortunately, you don't get paid for a layover in your first day out because you always get paid for your layover from the night before. Well, I was home yesterday. So that's $42 less than what I would have normally gotten. But still didn't do very bad at all. 441.63. So if I had gotten a layover, like let's say this is my Tuesday or Wednesday or something, it would have been like 483 something. So I'll take 441. Not bad for first day. Anyway, got my ATV set for Hermiston for in the morning. And well, let's see what happens tomorrow. So there's the end of day one. Okay, we're on day 2 now. Just doing a final little walk around here. I already did my pre-trip earlier. Over here in Boardman, Oregon. Got, so they gave me a Spanaway, Washington. And it's a second truck, which means it delivers 1,600, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's about 277 miles. So, shouldn't be too bad. Basically, you go over the mountain, go over towards Seattle there, and it's over on that side. Just got to go into Hermiston there and drop and hook to get it. And then, yeah, that'll be good. Get some miles in today. I don't know about that 1,600 thing now. Working here at Walmart, generally, you have 2 delivery times. You have 1,400, which is called first truck, 1,600 is second truck. And most of the time you get a first truck. I mean, there's plenty of second trucks, but I mean, it's most of the loads I get is going to be a first truck. So hopefully there'll be an empty trailer there. There should be. Yeah. So let's go check it out and see how this goes. So here I am leaving in the morning on my way to the DC there in Hermiston. I don't have any video of it, but you know, the thing to know about the DC is that it's basically, it's in and you're out. You head in, drop your trailer, go get your paperwork, and then go grab your trailer and leave. The only thing it would extend the time more is if you fuel, which I actually do fuel pretty often, or you're going to take a shower or get something to eat, or you got to get the truck worked on. But overall, it's a pretty quick experience. At the DC in Red Bluff where I'm at, I actually, they have paperwork on the table, so I just go look at my name and grab my bills and then head out. Tells you where in the yard to pick your trailer up at. Some of the other DCs are different, but overall, I mean, we're mostly drop and hook. All our GM store loads, which is general merchandise, that's all just you show up, you put the bills on the back of the trailer, you back it in, take your lock off, and then hook on to the empty and leave. And it's as simple as that. I mean, the grocery, if you have a grocery DC, you're going to help them or do some work for them, then you may have to wait a little bit. You go and deliver maybe 3 different stores with one trailer, and some stores are really quick and then others are not so quick. But I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we still get paid really good, even if you are sitting around there for like 45 minutes. It's going to work out just fine. And as far as a vendor goes, like an outside place where we get like a bulk amount of whatever it is, usually we got preference, or I don't know what you'd say, just basically they know they need to get us out of there. I know that's not true in all parts of the country, but for out here where I'm out in the West, for the most part, everything's pretty quick. 20, 30 minutes. I mean, worst case scenario, an hour. And I know from the old days that that's not bad at all, actually. That's really good. So, yeah, the theme here is to keep moving, but the beauty of it is that it's not like other trucking companies where if you're not moving, you're not making money. I'm still making money, but I'm just getting the work done here. And so, yeah, it's quite a bit different. This is a complete different experience compared to working for outside carriers, mega carriers, complete different thing, much more relaxed. And you're going to make the money. That's the thing. You're going to make the money. There is none of this, well, I didn't get the miles in, or I'm not moving. No, you're going to make the money, period. And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you, because it works just fine for me out here. And, well, here's a good example. It only took 20 minutes to get loaded at this vendor. All right. So, day 2. This morning, got the load. It was going to Spanaway, Washington, one of our Walmart stores. Got that trailer. Took it there. Just to drop and hook. And then they had me on a backhaul, which will actually be a pretty good deal. I'm here now. You can hear that noise in the background. They're loading the trailer, but it's the Shilling Company, I think it's called. Anyway, it's here in Lakewood, Washington, and it goes all the way down to Colton. So, pretty awesome deal, because it'll probably be done here any minute. It's not going to be very, very long load time. And 1,148 miles down to Colton. If I do it right, sorry about the noise. If I do it right, then I should have a full day and a few hours on the day before that to get whatever they want me to get down there and bring them back to Red Bluff, so I can complete 5 days. And generally, when you leave LA, for the most part, you can get it done in about 10.5 to 11 hours. Usually 10.5 to get back to Red Bluff. So if I've got a couple of hours on my Thursday, then they should easily be able to get me hooked up with some sort of load that comes straight back. And yeah, that'd be a pretty sweet week. Quite a few miles. And yeah, it's going to be good. Anyway, I'll get back to you here in a bit. Figure out what I made today and how many miles I covered. Okay, well, there's the end of day 2. So, we plan things out and they don't happen exactly the way you'd like them to. Things happen. And should have got like 620, 630 miles. Landed up only getting 506 miles. I mean, I don't even understand it. It's Monday. Well, it's my Tuesday, but it's actually Monday. And the traffic was horrendous. Just stop and go constantly. All through by the Seattle area and that, Tumwater, down in Portland. Even had some more before I got down here to Salem, so I ended up having to stop short. But, it still turned out to be a pretty good day. Got 506 miles and ended up making $444.38. So, yeah, it would have been nice to have a $500 day, but you know what? You can't control everything that happens. That's just the way it is. So, anyway, got this load here, pretty light load. It's like plastic toys of some sort. Weighs like 17,000 pounds, and taking it down to Colton, California. Should be down there not tomorrow, but the next day. And then I'm sure I'll get a load right back up to Red Bluff, and that should be the 5-day week, but we'll find out. We'll see what happens. See if I run into some more horrendous traffic craziness. So, all right. Catch you in the morning there, beginning of day 3. All right, good morning. So I'm on day 3 of my 5-day week. And just stopped in here at the Flying J. I guess it's Flying J now. It used to be a pilot. Well, hardly matters. It's kind of the same thing. They call it Rice Hill, exit 148 up here in Oregon, off the Interstate 5. And one of my favorite stops here. Anyway, well, I hope to do about 600 miles today. And that'll leave me with 265, 270, something like that for tomorrow, which would be great because that'd be about half a day in California, of course. And then, yeah, hopefully they'll just give me something out of LA right back to Red Bluff, and we'll call this a week. See how it goes. So, probably nothing too exciting happening today. Well, one thing, I do have to get fuel. Normally, we try to get fuel at our distribution centers, but right now they're doing some road work near our distribution center there in Red Bluff. So I got to go down to the south entrance, which means it'll be an extra 20, at least an extra 20 miles, I think, minimum, just to get fuel. So may just go and get fuel at a pilot. And we're allowed to get fuel if we have to. We try to stick with pilots and Flying J's, I think, because I guess Walmart has to deal with them. But, yeah, we'll see what happens when I get down that way. And, yeah, let's make it a good day. Well, we're in day 3 still. About midway. Here, truck stop here, the pilot. Little view of Mount Shasta. Yeah, I live up here just right near here. Just west of here, actually. And we can see the tip top of that mountain from where I live at. Kind of live out in the woods. But I don't mind stopping here at all. It's more like home to me. Well, I got my fuel. Got about half a day's worth still to travel, and then tomorrow I'll finish it up going down to Colton, California. One of the things I did want to mention is that, I realize that a lot of you probably live in places where it can't be as smooth or as enjoyable. But what I'm dealing with up here, like up in the Northwest or Northern California, long time ago, I drove places like New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Texas. I used to drive through those places all the time, and I totally get it. Traffic is just all the time. I would imagine it's probably worse. I haven't been out that way, and it's been 18 years. But, I just remember it was always one thing after another out there. If it wasn't the weather, it was crazy traffic. And, you're trying to make money, and it just seems like everything's against you every day to make money. You get stopped, slowed down, or excuse me, just get delayed in some way. And, it affects your paycheck. When it comes to payday, you find out that, I went a lot of miles, but it took a long time to do it, and it should have been better. So, I don't want to make out like, if you get a job at Walmart, it's all going to be like this, just smooth and pretty drive, not a lot of traffic, that kind of thing. Although I went through a lot of traffic yesterday. But, out here it is like that. In the early days when I worked at Walmart, they sent me down to LA and out to the Bay Area and San Francisco and that kind of thing all the time. And that went on for a couple of years. But now it's pretty much been all north or northeast or something like that. And it's been good. But I got to say, I've definitely been living a life. So I'm going to finish out enjoying this day and see where I land up tonight. I kind of want to make it down to, I think it's Joe's Truck Plaza. I forget the name of that town. Basically, it's south of Tracy, California. But we'll see what happens. If I could do that, I think I'll be over 600 miles for the day. But, hey, whatever happens, happens. We'll see. I'll be back. Well, good morning. So, it's morning time. On my way down to LA. What are we at? Day number 4. And, yeah, they got me just picking up a load at the same place I'm dropping off at. So, that's good. I don't want to fiddle around down in LA. Best thing about going to LA is leaving. So, that'll make it fast. I think the best I can figure, I'll still have about 4 hours of drive time left when I get back tomorrow in Red Bluff, but most likely just be going home. So where am I at? I'm out here on the I-5, the Easy Trip truck stop, somewhere around Kalanga. Sun's just trying to come up, so yeah, let's go get her done. Well, in the last leg of the trip here, I stopped here at the Pilot in Lost Hills off of I-5, and so I got about 7 hours to go tomorrow. And, yeah, I don't normally stay in truck stops. This is actually really rare. I pretty much always stay at the Walmarts, but for the sake of trying to get the extra miles in and everything, I went ahead and just, try to get that extra 20, 30 miles, whatever it is, by going to a truck stop instead of a Walmart, because the Walmarts don't work out, in the right spot to get, your full 10 and a half, 11 hours of driving. So, so how did I do today? So today, all I did was I went down into LA or to Colton. I dropped and hooked and then came out. So I'm trying to think of how many miles it was. 562 miles and 442. I forget the change, but $442. So not too bad considering there was really just that little bit of activity. And so tomorrow will be a partial day. Now, I could tell them, I still have 4 hours when I get in tomorrow. I can say, I still have 4 hours. Be sure there isn't something, they could find, and they might be able to find something more for me, but I'm not that guy. When it's time for me to go home that day, if there's a few extra hours, forget it. I'm ready to go home. So some of the guys are not that way. Some of the guys are like, no way. I've got 4 hours. That's practically half a day. You've got to find something or whatever. I'm just not that way at all. So, tomorrow, last leg of the trip, and we'll see how it goes. So as this journey comes to an end, my work week, I realize, I really love doing this. I've done local work before, and just doing the same thing every day would drive me nuts. I mean, overall, I'm always doing something different each week.
And it may all be kind of similar, but there's always new experiences and a lot of times new places I go. Although it may be some time since I've been to a particular place, but overall, I like the selection. I like it's kind of the adventure. And regional is definitely the best way to go in my book.
Okay, finally, we're on the 5th day. We just ended the 5th day. I'm back here in Red Bluff. And so this is a typical week, pretty typical. I mean, the only difference is it's only like every, I don't know, maybe every 2-3 weeks I'll go south that far, but usually I'll just stay up north. But as far as how much money I made, how many miles I went, it's a pretty much typical. And today I had 4 hours left and I didn't want to go anymore, so I decided to cut it short. But that's okay because I'll go ahead and max out my pay for this day using my PTO. Actually, I'll give you the numbers on the whole thing now. So out of 5 days, I got, and like I said, half a day today, 2,682 miles, I do believe. And so on let me read off my phone over here. On my Monday, I made $441.63, which, remember, no layover, so that's $42 short of what it could have been. On my Tuesday, I got $444.38. On my Wednesday, I got $450.50, or 15 cents, sorry. That was my Wednesday, right? So on my Thursday, which was yesterday, I got $441.26. And then today, which was the half day, I got $312.47. It was a little bit more than half a day. I had like 4 hours left to drive, and I opted to just go home. And so, but I'll up that day to my ADP. Right now, my ADP is a little bit low. It's which is average day pay. It's $436.38. So I'm going to go ahead and up that with my PTO. Just use a small portion of one of my paid days off, and which that's what PTO is. So if I hadn't upped it and I just went with the short day, it would have been $2,089.89 for basically 4.5 days of work. Since I did up it, I'll get paid $2,213.80. And so, that's just what I got paid for working my work week. There is a percentage, well, you'll end up earning time off, which is paid time off. And that has value to it. And then you also, if you don't get in a ticket or an accident, that has value also. And so what that adds up to, I don't know. I'd have to divide it up over a quarter. But I mean, your basic pay for a week on a regular just work week, 5-day work week, because that's what we do here. We work 5 days. Some people work 6. Overall, 5 days, you go home. And so $2,213.80. Not a bad deal. It's just about hitting noon right now. So, yeah, I still got stuff I can do today. Still got half a day. And so if you want to know what it's like what a Walmart work week is, driving truck for them, this is a good example. I mean, I've showed all along the way, the mileage, the pay. Pretty much all of it was drop and hook. Although I did go to that one vendor there in Washington, the load I took down to Colton, and they had that loaded within, I think it was about 20 minutes. So, I mean, it was no big deal. Walked in, he said, go put it in door number 8 or whatever it was, and the truck started bouncing, and then I was out of there. Groceries, gosh, I can't remember. There might have been some live unloading, but I think I did some dropping and hooking there. A little combination of all of it. And then, of course, I had the store loads, which, actually, no, I didn't have any groceries. Sorry. So it was all drop and hook except for the backhaul I did. And by the way, the backhaul was very light. It was only 26,000 pounds. So, I mean, it was no problem going down to LA, going through the mountains and Oregon and all that, piece of cake. So, well, there you go. That's a Walmart work week, a week in the life of a Walmart driver. Pretty cush, pretty easy. Oh, and there was one other thing. I had a conversation with a guy in the truck stop, and he said he thought about getting with Walmart a long time ago, but he didn't want somebody over his shoulder telling him what to do and all this. And I said, well, we don't really have that here. This whole time I've been doing this work week, I didn't talk to anyone except for my family or my friends. No phone calls from work, no messages from work saying get a hold of them or do this or that. I mean, simply I came to work, said hello, they gave me my paperwork, and after that, I just kept looking on the tablet to see what the next thing was. And when I got up to Hermiston, I just walked in, they gave me my paperwork, I walked out, drove all the way down to Colton, all the way back to Red Bluff, and I told them have a great week. I'm heading home. So nobody over my shoulder telling me to do anything. Just simply driving the truck and just peaceful ride, basically. So that's what I got for you. I hope this helps, and I will catch you guys next week.